What's up, beauties? Welcome back. Death Through the Fingers Tuesdays. We're going to continue on with what we were working on last week, which was basically converting the feeling of alternate picking to more of a feeling so I can do these little sort of mini sweeps across the strings. Okay, so it takes a little bit of practice and it's sort of difficult to wrap your head around. And one of the ways we can help ease that passage, make it more sort of like obvious what we're doing with the technique, is now get another string involved. When I first started doing this, it was just basically working on two strings and then the sort of just doing it on one string and sort of like sweeping through the pentatonic patterns, sweeping, if you will. By converting that feeling, instead of doing the alternate picking, it came after the fact, right? So let's talk about the using two strings now, which will make things a lot more obvious. We're going to run through some simple exercises, nothing to break the bank kind of situation. And then I think that you'll be able to start integrating this technique into your practice sessions a lot more readily, right? But don't ever forget to also practice it with just one string, because that one honestly takes the longest to get sort of relatively proficient at. It's tricky. It's very tricky. So just keep that in mind. Keep the head down. Keep working on it. Let's get into this video. All right, beauties, the first level of understanding with respect to this technique is the picking. It's going to be up, up, down, down, up, up, down, down, up, up, down, down. Or vice versa, down, down, up, up, down, down, up, up. Depends on which direction you're going to go, and I'll leave it up to you to figure out which one is which. Remember, take the time to sort of break these licks down to their basic components so you have a deep understanding of what you're doing and what you're supposed to be executing. That's step number one in any process. If you cannot understand the basic mechanics, you cannot take it to a new level and be like, wow, that was impressive. Makes sense? Now, all the exercises we're going to do are going to be based around B minor here. Right, because that's what I was doing in the intro. And what we're going to do is build our first exercise. The first one is basically using the minor pentatonic scale, and we're going to use the top two strings, the high E string and the B string. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with a downstroke, and then I'm going to get into up, up, and then I'm going to do down, down, and then I'm going to do up, up, and down, down. Let's do it. Down, up, up, down, down, up, up, down, down, up, up, down, down, up, up. Okay, now it doesn't sound too interesting when you're doing it slow like that. You got to sort of build up a little bit of a head of speed. And what I want to do is just move down the steps of the pentatonic scale, right? That's Aeolian, Mixolydian, Phrygian, Mixolydian, Aeolian, Ionian, Dorian. You're getting the idea. So you saw me doing it again slowly. Okay, so that's the first exercise I want you to work on. Pick a minor pentatonic scale, grab the top two strings. Once you get kind of good at that, what you want to do is to take it to the next level with respect to this minor pentatonic stuff, is basically start moving down in just one shape, and I would just use the minor. Tricky stuff. Get on that one and see how you do. All right, now that we have the basic technique under our fingers, we can now start swapping out the systems to get extra mileage out of this technique, right? So instead of using the minor pentatonic scale, As the basis of what we're practicing, what we're going to do now is switch over to dominant 7 arpeggios and run through each inversion. Well, not through the inversions. We're going to run through each step of a D major scale. In this case, we want to find the first D available, which is right here, 3rd fret on the B string. And then I want to construct a major 7 arpeggio. That's 7, 1, 3, 5, right? Or C sharp, D. Which one's that? F sharp, A, you got it. And then I'm going to move up. Minor 7, 2nd degree. 1st degree. 3rd degree, minor 7. 4th degree, major 7. That's the 5th degree, dominant 7. Minor 7, 6th degree. It's minor 7, flat 5. And I'm back to major 7 again. Let's just do them slowly. Once you get comfortable doing the minor pentatonic one up and down, and then you start getting into it in situations where you're moving vertically through the neck, then you want to start to implement this guy here. Not only will you get each step of a major scale broken down into a very simple arpeggio, and it's relatively easy to use because you're using the same technique every single time, but it also helps break down some of those information barriers where people are like, I'm not really sure where I am in a major scale. These are the types of exercises that tell you definitively where you are. The more you do things like this, where you build on each step of the major scale and you hear that sequence of notes and sounds in that particular order, it arranges your mind and your thought process so that you deliver basically within those confines. Do you understand? So get on the dominant 7 arpeggio sequence I just showed you there and add that in after you get relatively proficient at the minor pentatonic stuff. Okay, I'm going to show you a cool variation that you can use this technique with. In this case, we're just going to be doing a bunch of consecutive upstrokes. Okay, so the pattern's going to be either across the high E and the B string or the high E and all the way going down to the G string. It's going to be up, 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 up. And I'm doing up, 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 reset my hand to the highest string again. So I'm playing high E, B, G, reset again, high E, B, G kind of situation. And I'm always coming down with this sort of like this sweeping idea, right? Let's just do the 2 strings. Okay, that's just the 2 strings. That's what it should sound like. It should be like you're floating across them. Okay, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to start hammering and pull off, in this case at the 10th fret and at the 9th fret on the B string. That's with the 2 strings, with 3. Two, 3, 2, 3, 2. Right, so that can be an incredibly useful technique. You can use it for other things too when you're sort of climbing up in a scale. Okay, so there's lots of stuff you can do that, and it's more about just practicing this idea about controlling the pick. In this case, you're using all upstrokes, right? Maybe there's another one where you're using all dome strokes. It depends on who you are and how you're going to arrange your practice sessions and how you're going to apply this technique, right? But this is one of the most important things I actually learned, where I could take something quite simple and turn it into something incredibly complex and also have some really interesting playing options in terms of the sound that it creates, because it's got a very liquid sort of fluid kind of feel to it. So incredibly powerful. Start substituting into your practice session. Use some of these exercises to get the chops even further up the food chain, if you will. And remember, be musical, have fun, keep making music. See you in the next one, guys.
He has been free.